Hey guys, Nostalgic Dan 1 again, and I'm here with the continuation to my recent pickups for July. So I'm gonna start off right away. I have no time to waste. Lots of stuff to talk about. Some more retro games. We have one game on the N64. It is MRC Multi Racing Championship. It is by Genki, and Genki made the Tokyo Extreme Racer series, which I really like. This though is kind of like a mediocre racer. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just mediocre. I love racing games though, so the N64 has tons of racing games. I think that was like $1.50. And here's a game on the Genesis I was really excited to get. I'm like so excited when I was able to get it. That is, and this game rocks. I mean, this game is just awesome. I love it. Valis 3. Oh man, I got this for $3, and honestly, $3 for this, that's a steal. This is a game that is kind of pretty hard to find, and costs more than like, $25, $30, even just for the loose cart. So I saw it for $3, I snagged it. I started playing it, and this game is like a side-scrolling kind of action RPG, or just like an action game. But it's really well done. It's an amazing game. I love the art style, like the character sketches and the cutscenes and all that. It's a great looking game. It rocks. It's just an awesome action game. Next we have another Genesis game, and that is Columns for the Genesis. It's a puzzle game, and you make rows of 3 diagonally, horizontally, vertically disappear by matching the colors. Really addictive, pretty fun game. I like puzzle games. Here we have a Super Nintendo game. It's a pretty quirky little game. Not too many people have heard about this, but I saw footage on it. It looks pretty cool. All Columns I think was $1, like $1.80 as well. But this Super Nintendo game is Big Sky Trooper. I think this game was like $2 as well. And it's a little like quirky action RPG kind of. It's really quirky. I think it was by LucasArts, and like it just looks like a really fun little action RPG. Here's a game I'm pretty excited about too. It's pretty minty, and that is Space Ace for the Super Nintendo. Pretty happy to have that. I think that was $2 as well. So again, awesome finds. And next, we got, of course, I have to show love for this system. Some PS2 love. Oh, I love the PS2. But recently, I had to pick up one of these, and it works pretty well. This is a Sony DualShock 2 wireless controller. It's for the PlayStation 2. It has like a wireless receiver adapter. Now, I had to pick this up because my PS2 was giving me problems, and it's not that it reads disc and everything. It's a slim PS2. It reads disc, but for some reason the controller ports weren't reading. Like, I'd plug in a controller, and like one controller, the X and square button would work. None of the other buttons would work. One of them, I think the triangle button worked, and that was it. And I opened up a brand new factory sealed PS2 DualShock 2 controller that I had for a while. I plugged that in, it didn't work at all. Like, it wasn't, I guess it was the pins or something, it wasn't reading, or like I think it was the wiring inside, like the wiring must have gone bad, but it wasn't reading. So I was like, if the wiring's the problem, I should get a wireless controller, and it works perfectly. So I was happy to have that, because and I was happy to find out it was just the controllers and not the system. It runs on 2 AAAs, works perfectly. I love it. Really great to have a wireless controller. So we got quite a few PS2 games, and these are a lot of quality games. Again, more Atlas love. I love you, Atlas. Here is Stella Deus, The Gate of Eternity by Atlas. This is a strategy RPG. I love the art style. Like, I don't know if you can see the art style on the back. It's got like a really smooth, clean look to it. And this, again, like, guys, I don't know how many of you actually check for this, but sometimes games actually have reversible covers. I don't know if you noticed this. Like Ghost in the Shell is a reversible cover. Fragile Dreams is a reversible cover, and this is actually a reversible cover. It's got another cover on the inside, and the other cover has like this artwork. So like if you have some games, especially RPGs and like PS2 ones, check them. They might have reversible covers. I know like Bandai like to do that, and like sometimes Atlas. Recently I went to a store I haven't been to in a long time, and that is the infamous GameStop. Ooh. But you know, I honestly have, it's been over a year since I last went to GameStop. And it was spur of the moment, like I was shopping in the mall and GameStop is in the mall, so I had to swing by. It's video games, so you know, I still had my Power Ups reward card to get 10% off. So I'm just browsing, and I gravitate towards the PS2 games, of course. And I found some great stuff there. I found 3 great games that I'm really excited about. And I refuse to buy any of those like ugly GameStop only cases that don't have the official artwork. And when I go to GameStop, first thing I do, I go to GameStop, if I find like it has the real artwork, I open up the case, make sure it's got the manual. You know, I'm really picky about that. But I was able to find Dawn of Mana on the PS2. So it's $9, and it's a Square Enix game. I haven't played Dawn of Mana, so I figured I'd try it out for $9. Next we have Final Fantasy 12. Shocker, but it's Final Fantasy 12. This is actually the collector's edition because it's got the bonus. It came with the bonus disc, and the manual is like the collector's edition. The game disc says collector's edition on it. That was $9 as well. So both of these Square Enix games for $9. Good deal. But this is what I was really happy to see. You know, I'm looking around, and us game collectors, we have that eye. We have that gaming eye. We're surrounded by games. We could spot the like rare games. We could spot the gems. And like this game was sitting on the PS2 shelf, top shelf, in front of all the games, standing there. It's like asking for me to take it, and I'm like, it's a sign, I have to buy it. That is Tales of the Abyss. Oh yes, thank you so much. I'm so happy to finally find this game. It was $20 minus $2, so I actually paid $18. And that is the cheapest you're going to get this game, honestly, because everywhere else they charge $30, $35. I've always wanted to get it, but like I wanted to pay less than $20. It's literally sitting on the top shelf, like just like that. I'm just like in mint condition. I'm like, wow, I gotta get this. So here we go. I'm definitely a Tales fan now, obviously, so I might be buying a lot more Tales games. I'm trying to have well, I would like to have lots of Tales games. I would like to have a nice Tales collection. It's a series that isn't shown as much love as it should. I got this Summoner. I think it's like a little action RPG game. It was only $1.80 for the PS2, so pick that up. Here's a game I've always wanted to play. I just, you know, sometimes you never get around to them. That is Max Payne. Awesome game. I started playing an awesome game. This was only $1.80 as well. It's just an awesome game. I love using bullet time and just the shotgun, shooting them. So much fun. And I picked this up as well. It was $1.80 as well. That is Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution for the PS2. I played it out and I tried it out, and it's a fun fighting game. I like that it's like a close combat and it's more emphasis on like, you know, like combos and stuff like that. Really well done. And it's got the Virtua Fighter 10th anniversary, which is just like Virtua Fighter 1 basically. And here's a game from a great series of RPGs, but that is Suikoden 4 for the PS2. This was only $10, so I figured I'd pick it up. So again, that's some pretty good PS2 RPGs there. And we are nearing the end, guys, and we have 7 PlayStation 1 games and 1 fantastic Dreamcast game. So let's start things off. We have Air Combat on the PS1 by Namco. I love collecting Namco games. It's a long box, obviously, and I don't have many long box PS1 games. I only have one more long box game. But it's a good little jet shooting game, and it inspired the series we know today as Ace Combat by Bandai Namco, so this is what inspired it. Next we have some quirky Natsumi games. I like Natsumi. They make some pretty quirky games that are usually really fun. We have Turnabout on the PS1, and oh yeah, Air Combat I think was $2. This was $3 I think. And Turnabout is like, well, you have like a, as you can see on the back here, it's basically that, like you have a colored box and you want to get your colored ball into that box by rotating the field. It starts off pretty easy, but like most puzzle games, it gets pretty challenging towards the end. But I enjoyed it. I wound up playing through like, I don't know, I think it was like 30 levels straight. So I enjoyed it. Here's another quirky Natsumi game, and that is Block Kids. And this was like $2. This is basically a 3D style breakout game with really quirky like power-ups and stuff like that. Really bizarre, but really fun. I enjoyed it. Next is a game by Capcom, and that is One Piece Mansion. This is a very bizarre game. Like, it's a puzzle game, but I don't know how to play it. I kind of need to either look at the instructions more or read it. But basically it's a puzzle game where you control a hotel and you're like the landlord, and you gotta manage like the relationships and like keep all your tenants like happy and all that. So, and you can build like new rooms and stuff like that. I saw footage on it and it looks like it gets pretty crazy over time, but hopefully I can learn how to play this, and it looks like a quirky, really quirky little game. Next we have a racing game. I love racing games, but this is Need for Speed V Rally. And nothing special about this, sadly. It's just a kind of mediocre racing game. I was hoping a little bit more from Need for Speed, but you know, it's really sensitive. Like if you hit the wall, you kind of like spin out. So that's unfortunate. Here we have Excalibur 2555 AD. And it looks like a cheesy little action game. I haven't tried it out yet. I think this was only like $2. So was this. This next one I think was $2 as well. And I haven't played this either, and that is C12 Final Resistance for the PS1. It's a shooting game, and it looks like a pretty decent like third-person shooter. And last, we finally came to the end, guys. Thank you for sticking around. But we have a great Dreamcast game here that I'm really excited to have. You know, I haven't bought many Dreamcast games, and I was thinking like, man, I should at least buy like a Dreamcast game. And I was like, I might as well buy one of the best RPGs for the system. And that is a pretty mint copy, very mint copy of Grandia 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. So happy to have this. It is in mint condition, not a single crack on the case. It is complete. You know, you got the game disc. I love the artwork in the background too. Game disc, manual. Game disc is like brand new. Soundtrack CD. And the soundtrack CD is like brand new. Not a single scratch on the disc. Mint copy of Grandia 2. I started playing it and wow, it's a pretty great RPG from what I played so far. I can't wait to, you know, get into this a lot more. So those are the PS1 and Dreamcast. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this very long recent pickups. Thank you for sticking it out. But anyways, that is all these. That is my recent pickups for July. These are everything I bought in 1 month. So yeah, definitely thank you for watching, and as always, subscribe. Later, guys.